Much better landing. And into the wind, you have so much more control. So much more control. Well, hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. All right, today's maiden day. Maiden day for the GBR2. We're going to take it up and have a little bit of fun with it. Got a 4000 smart pack all the way forward. CG on the plane is 45 millimeters back in the leading edge root, which puts it right at the very beginning of the plastic where the wires connect on the underside. So if you just put your fingers right there, and you see CG just perfect right there with the 4000, as far forward as I can get. Now, something I've noticed a lot of videos I've seen on this already, that the Velcro they use is a little bit weak, but they said, you know, don't rely on it. Well, I always put extra Velcro in there anyways, so I'm confident I'm not going to have any problem with my battery coming out. We're going to try not to nose this over. We're going to be making use of these hard wheels, because they say they help it slide and keep it from rolling over, but we're going to see how it goes. We're going to be in our low rates to start, and gyro, AS3X plus, all that, I'm going to have that turned off for my first initial flight, because I want to make sure she's trimmed out. And then once she's trimmed, then I'll put the AS3X on, the wind gyro on, and enjoy it that much more. We're dealing with a cross breeze, so that makes things interesting. All right.
Motor hot and will hurt you bad.
Yes, motor hot will hurt you bad. Let me do a control surface check. Right, left, up, down, right, left. You're in infinity now. Okay, manual focus infinity. All right, cool. Right, left, up, down. All right. We'll go over the rates and everything I fly in after the video. Or after the flight, actually. All right, she kind of sits at a natural up angle anyway, so it shouldn't need much to take off now. All right, let me get positioned a little bit differently here. I'm a little nervous at flying this thing. It's a maiden after all, but it's also an E-FLITE plane, so there's a little bit of natural confidence that comes with that. Okay, hands are shaking. Kind of a rocky start. A little bit of down trim needed. All right. Unfortunately, we have no clouds today whatsoever. All right.
Time remaining 4 minutes.
All right, let me check my CG real quick. Just a small amount of up trim need, or down elevator needed, pressure needed, maintain inverted, but not enough to even matter. All right.
AS3X mode.
All right. AS3X mode. Okay.
Mid rates 85.
Switch to mid rates now. A little ripper. All right. All right.
High rates 100.
Switch to high rates.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
All right. My approach is going to be interesting though. All right. A little bit of a knife edge here. All right, I'm just saying about my landing approach is all I'm doing now.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
All right. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing practice approaches, practice just trying to feel her out, seeing what's the best way to attack the end of that runway. Staying on my throttle.
ESC 14.21 volts.
All right. She does come in hot. All right, not the best landing in the world, but I'll take it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, one of my flying wires broke.
Motor off and happy. Safe to approach.
Motor off and happy, safe to approach. Look at that. One of my flying wires broke. Snapped right off. Well, that just tells me that I had it too tight. And it's threaded. It's just come unscrewed. So let me, I can fix that. Yeah, I can fix that. I just had it too tight then, is all that is. And I can easily fix that. All right. We'll pause right there. We'll go back to the bench and we'll go over the rates and everything. But that was a successful maiden, but not the best landing. But I am dealing with a cross breeze. So, all right, we'll meet you back at the bench. All right. I tried to fix the wire. However, the threads inside this little plastic knuckle are basically stripped out. They've stripped out on both ends, so I can't secure it. So we'll just have to, hopefully we won't have a problem with wings flexing too much without this one wire on there. Because I'm not going to let that stop me from flying today. We still had 1 minute and 23 seconds on the timer. However, with that wire off and also I started getting telemetry warnings, I figured I better land the plane. And taking the hatch on this thing is kind of a pain. You have to lift up. Well, it's kind of hard to do. There, because that's on there. My battery placement for my 4000 is all the way forward. And then I've got a big piece of Velcro underneath that battery to help secure it both behind it and in front of it. So let's, now, this has smart telemetry. everything's smart and I'm dumb. So, but according to this, I have 50% left. I have found that this telemetry and spectrum seems to be a little more conservative. I'm thinking I probably have more like 50%, 60% left. But let's check it and see the old-fashioned way with a checker, because that's just how I like to do things. 66%. So yeah, we're still good. But we're going to end it with that battery, because I've learned now that I think with today and the way she comes in so hot, I think I'm going to switch to a smaller, to like a 3200 next for the next flight. But let's go ahead and go over our rates and everything that I just flew in. Well, since I started my flight in low rates, let's go over the low rates. Okay, we'll start with the low rates. Aileron and elevator are both 70% with 30% expo. And then I switched to my mid rates. Okay.
Mid rates 85.
Which are 85% with 30% expo on elevator and ailerons. And then on rudder, and then my high rates, I'm sorry, then my high rates
100.
on everything, on aileron and elevator, are 100% with 30% expo. My rudder had one rate of 100% with 50% expo at all times. I didn't have any, I had one rate for my rudder. Now, that's the simple controls. No flaps to worry about. My AS3X settings that I flew in AS3X Plus settings are at one-time gains. And the gains that I flew in were on roll 32% with 40%, 32% for roll, 40% for pitch, and 60% for yaw. One-time gains. Priorities all at 100 on roll and pitch, 110 on yaw. Okay, heading I did nothing with. Stop lock all at 50 on roll, pitch, and yaw, nothing with release rate. Gains at one-time gains. And like I said, I still have 66% left on that battery. But for the windy conditions and being a cross breeze today, and the fact that she does come in pretty hot, if I was going into a headwind, landing into the headwind, then I'd stick with the 4,000 because I got plenty to slow me down. But since I have nothing to slow me down and everything to push me across the runway, I'm going to go with a little bit, I know it doesn't seem right, but I'm going to go a little bit lower, lighter of a battery so she'll land not quite so hot. So, because you got that weight in motion with that bigger battery. So we're going to switch to a 3200 Spectrum back next and continue on with this maiden. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Well, hey folks, all right, this is going to be the continuation of the maiden. We switched to, I forgot I didn't bring any 3200 smart packs. I got a 3400 HCL SMC pack in here, which is significantly lighter. I'm just hoping that flying without that one wire won't be an issue. And one of the reasons I came in so hot is because what I did notice is that while we were flying, I was actually landing with the wind, and the wind has switched and it's more out of the northeast now. So I'm going to be, my approach now will be from the southwest. So and that's one of the reasons why I had such a sketchy takeoff, because I'm taking off I was taking off with the wind. Are we recording audio and everything? Okay, cool. Well, that makes it a lot easier to make a video when you actually are recording, and we're in the infinity now, right?
It helps out, yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. I got her trimmed. She just needed a little bit of up trim, and that was it. So switched around here. Let's keep her in the high rates, which are 100% with 30% expo on aileron and elevator, and we're going to. And then of course the rudder is 100% with 50% expo. It is cold today, believe it or not, here in Florida. Okay, we actually had snow yesterday morning up in North Florida. So, all right, which is very unusual. Timer set for 5 minutes, high rates. Here we go. Yeah, much better into the wind. Well, until I get that wire fixed, I'm not going to be doing much stress on the wings, just flying around like this. That's fun. I mean, I can do a roll. But I'm not going to be doing any pop tops or too much that's going to stress the wings.
Time remaining 4 minutes.
So let's work on the one thing that I need to work on the most with this plane. Landing. All right. My approach is going to have to be deep from this side here. Like I said, I'm just learning how I want her to react. Learning how she acts, how she approaches, how she behaves. That's why until you get to know a plane really, really well, much better landing, and into the wind you have so much more control. So much more control. All right. And I've checked everything. That motor just seemed awfully loud to me. But props balanced and everything's nice and tight, so, and she's got plenty of speed and power, so I don't think we have another reverse prop situation again. I just wish we had some clouds.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
Got a nice, clear, beautiful sky, but it makes beautiful for if you're the flying pilot, but lousy for filming. Cloud gives you contrast. All right. Do a stall turn maybe. Well, didn't really turn the way I wanted it to, but not used to this plane yet. Now this one's going to take some getting used to. I can tell you that right now. Those little stubby wings. All right, I'm just going to get back here. Hopefully I'm not cutting the audio by being that way far away from you. Little touch and go there.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
All right, Gabriel, I want you to get behind me now, okay? Got my son Gabriel filming today. Not the best landing, but we'll take it. I'll get turned around one more time here. Take off one more time. I keep having to switch where I want to stand, where I feel comfortable versus where Gabe's at. Good flying plane. I just wish I have clouds, and I wish I had some wind going right down the runway. I could do a lot better landings. But I'm happy with my high rates. Like I say, I'm not doing anything crazy. With that one wire, that one wing wire being gone, I just don't want to run a risk. I'll try this way. We'll touch and go.
ESC 14.39 volts. 1 minute. Braking. ESC cruise mode.
All right, that was a perfect landing for what I'm trying to accomplish here. All right. What I didn't get to cover, because basically I'm just learning how to fly this plane for right now. I didn't cover stall, and I also didn't cover too much in the way of inverted. And I'm just trying not to push the plane too much right now with that one wire missing. But I can tell you one thing's for certain. This is going to be a very fun plane once I get her sorted out. I'm happy with the trim. I'm happy with the roll rate. I'm happy with the way she's balanced and feels in the air. But she is a little squirrely to me. But
Motor off and happy.
not because of the roll rate or the is it twitchy. She feels nice and locked in, so that's not so much the issue, Gabriel. That's not so much the issue that she's not locked in. It's just a matter of the way the plane's designed, the way the whole thing feels in the air. She feels like she's flying the way she's supposed to. However, very aerobatic, very agile plane, which is what she's meant to be. Okay, so it's not what I'm used to. I'm not used to this kind of performance. I'm out of a jet, yes, configured in a different type of wing, but not out of this. So I'm a little, my verdict's out on whether I really like flying her or not. I'm very attracted to her. I really think it's a great flying plane. I've just got to get to know her a little bit more. I've just got to get to know her a little bit more. I'm not affiliated with E-FLITE, Horizon Hobby in any way. Oh, wait, I am now an affiliate. I'm sorry, I'm lying to you. I am now an affiliate. I was an affiliate. I voluntarily deactivated my affiliate program for a while, and then I bought a couple more E-FLITE planes. I'm like, well, why not? So and they said, sure, we'll re-up you again. So so there'll be an affiliate link. Use it, don't use it. It doesn't matter to me one way or the other. But it'll be there, and it'll take you directly to the plane if you want it. I don't have like a discount code or anything. They don't give me that. It's the same price whether you buy it with my affiliate code or not without my affiliate code. It helps me out. I get a little, I don't know, $5 or something for promoting the plane, but that doesn't change my opinion or how I feel about the plane. I think this plane would be a little bit better and easier to control, and better for the beginner, not a beginner, this is definitely not a beginner plane, but easier for a pilot if it was a little bit bigger of a plane. If it was maybe in the 1400 millimeter class, of course it'd be a lot more expensive, and maybe ran on a 6S, then yeah, it might be a little bit more manageable, but good flying plane. I've just got to get used to her. So I don't want to say I love her or I like her or anything. I just got to get used to her. So, all right, well, that'll end the Maiden. Just stay tuned. We're going to do, so as I'm starting to do now, some glamour shots of the plane and some pictures of it. So stay tuned. God bless y'all. God is good. Gabriel, thank you for filming. Nothing changed my rates from the initial flight. We'll catch you next time. And God bless y'all. Bye-bye.